What is happening, people? So, I actually pre recorded another version of this video, but I decided to start all over again because I don't feel that I made the best effort describing why I actually moved to Hawaii. So, I want to begin with it took a lot of effort to actually move from another state, which was New York, to Hawaii. And the reason why I moved was for the purposes of healing. It was a fly by night decision. It was, fly by the seat of my pants decision. It was a spontaneous decision, but all the while I felt like it was beneficial for me because I needed a space to grow, heal, and to find my authentic self, as well as find a tribe. And that's always hard when you're moving to a new place. There's a lot of obstacles that you could experience in moving to a new place. One of them was adjusting to the culture of Hawaii and really respecting the culture and really taking the time to get to know and understand the culture that is Hawaii, or that is in Hawaii, and its people, and having a reverence for the land. So I thought that was very important going in to make that transition from where I was to where I am now. Another thing that I wanted to actually address too was just having the wherewithal to make a decision. Making decisions are really hard, especially when you have a lot of outside influences telling you what you should and should not do. And that was something that I struggled with during the process of moving here. So I had a lot of family members that was not in support of me moving, and literally not in support of me being quite nomadic, because I do like to move around. I do like to experience different things. I do like to immerse myself in things and people, places, and things, I should say, that I don't know. It's a challenge for me. So initially, when I was planning on moving to Hawaii, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos of people who came here with little to nothing and just kind of started over and started a life here. So I thought that why not take the chance? So I started using like law of attraction methods, like, listening to Hawaiian music. I actually cut out a picture of the Big Island and posted it to my computer at work so I can constantly look at it every day. On my bathroom mirror, I wrote in lipstick, I'm moving to Hawaii. Even at that point where I didn't have any prospects, I didn't know how it was going to be done. I didn't know how to go about it. I just knew that I needed a change, and I knew that I needed to move away. So in the grand scheme of things, I just started to plan. And although the decision itself was very impulsive, it took a lot of planning and structuring around my time to get the ball rolling and make things happen the way in the way in which it should have happened or should happen to move here. So I did a lot of soul searching too, because the primary reason why I moved back to New York in 2018 was to reconnect with family members and reconnect with, people that I knew from my past. And when I came to the realization that the people that I wanted to reconnect with, they had their own lives and they moved on, I said to myself, well, it's time for you to do the same thing. It's time for you to go see what else is out there. And that was really never a problem for me to move from place to place, because being in the military, it kind of prepares you to have that nomadic spirit where you can move around and see other places and see other countries and other states. So like moving around was never a problem for me. So I really kind of just made that decision to say, hey, I'm going to get out of what's normal. I'm going to shake things up, and I'm going to become uncomfortable and just decide to actually move to Hawaii with no prospects. I didn't have no prospects for a job. When I bought the one-way plane ticket in, I would say, March of 2020, I had nowhere to live. I just knew that, listen, if you really are serious about doing what it is that you say you're going to do, you got to take the first step. And that's what a lot of us have a problem doing, because we kind of second guess ourselves and we kind of overthink our movements based off of what someone else has to say about it. And as I got older and I matured, I started to really, come to the understanding that other people's opinions and other people's projections are unnecessary, especially when you're trying to do what it is that you want to do. You do not need permission to do anything, or you don't need permission from anyone to do what it is that you want to do, because they're not living your life for you, right? Again, a big part of it too was just being unfamiliar, moving to an unfamiliar place and challenging myself, and to see how well it would be to start all over again. I wanted to put myself in an unfamiliar territory and just kind of sink or swim. And I have to say, for the 2 years that I've been here, I've been swimming. I've been swimming more than I've been sinking. Let's just put it that way. I did have my challenges, coming to the island and making that transition, trying to find a job, trying to find your tribe, trying to find your niche and where you belong. That's all an adjustment. It's hard. And I'll say that to anybody. It's really hard when you are venturing out into new territories and trying to do something new. But I implore you to make that move and make that next step. You won't know how beneficial it would be for you to actually take that leap of faith, and you might sink. But again, it's all the experience. It's an experience, and you take from it what you can take from it. And, you shouldn't allow anyone to make you feel as though, you have to feel or be stagnated in one place. There's many people out there that they have the ability to do what it is they set their mind to, but they're waiting on either somebody to give them permission, or give them validation, or give them the okay to do something for themselves, and I am so not about that. Like, I just feel like when it's time to go, and when your spirit and your vibe and your emotions is telling you that something needs to change and you have to shake things up and challenge yourself, do that. You only have one life to live. And why not make this life the most challenging, spontaneous, adventurous life that you could live? You know what I'm saying? So Also, and it pains me to say this, and this is actually going to be a topic for the live that I'm going to do on the 14th, on October 14th, but sometimes you need to move away from places, from people and things for your own mental health, for your own mental stability, and do it in silence. Make your moves in silence. I know it might seem very exciting, especially when you get things going and you have a sense of direction and you know exactly what it is you're going to do and you feel excited about that. You want to tell your friends, you want to tell your family members about why it is you're doing what you're doing, but less information is good information, and it's the best information. Some things are meant for you to keep to yourself. And quite frankly, I moved out to Hawaii and only one family member knew that I was coming here. And it was a family member that I knew didn't really have a lot of communication with other family members. And it was a family member that I felt like I can trust. And I needed to do it with a clean slate. I needed to separate myself for my own health, my well-being, and also for my own mental health. That was the primary purpose of moving out here. And one thing about peace. So if you're moving to another place, or if you're making a decision, or if you are venturing out, and all of that has to do with securing your own peace and your own peace of mind, do it. Do it. Because I have to tell you, once you find a sense of self, and once you find peace within yourself, you would stop at nothing for that peace to stay with you. You would not want anyone to take away that peace. And that's what Hawaii has given me. I feel more at peace. I feel more centered. I feel grounded. I feel purposeful. I feel inspired, more so than I've ever felt in my life. And that speaks to something. And I know a lot of people out there feel trapped in their circumstances, and they feel like they don't have any way out. But, you know, your mind is greater than everything. Your mind is greater than the people you converse with, the people you hang out with, your family members, and primarily those who are trying to project their fears and tell you what you can and cannot do with your life. You see what I'm saying? And for me, I had to break out that codependency and take the leap of faith and do something out of the ordinary and unorthodox. And when I talk to a lot of people about my move here and how I did it, a lot of people tell me, you know, I could never do that. I could never do that. But the thing is, you can do that. You're just telling yourself you could never do that without even trying, or without even putting yourself to the test. You could do what you need to do for yourself. And if moving away and disconnecting from certain individuals and certain people to find what it is that you're looking for in this life, if that is the solution, why not do it? You know, and I'm speaking specifically to people who have the wherewithal to do it, right? They're just scared. I'm not talking to people who actually are like basically pretty much stable in their lives. They have their home, they have their kids in certain schools, they have marriages, and they're pretty much stable, you know. But I'm talking about mostly about people who are either single, they don't have anything holding them back, they don't have anyone or anything tying them down. Like, why stay stagnated? Why? It's really up to you to actually go ahead and go on that adventure that you always was talking about. Like, to be real, in 2000, I would say like 2019 or early 2019, I wasn't even thinking about leaving New York. I knew that I was going to move out eventually, but I didn't know when. And then I started to say, hey, listen, I gave myself a time frame and I gave myself a time limit. And I said, I want to be out of New York by this particular year. And I started making plans towards that. And sometimes it's the momentum. A lot of people talk about law of attraction and, like following this procedure and all of that. Like, you can will something by your words and your thoughts, yes. But in combination, action is required too. And a lot of the times when you're making certain moves or you're exercising certain actions, that is the momentum to get you or to catapult you or propel you into the next thing. So a lot of it is writing things down. Yes, making goals. A lot of it is thinking it and thinking about it all the time and speaking about it all the time. But most of it, the majority of it, is action. And I knew, and I'm going to get more into and elaborate on the specifics as far as individuals and situations that caused me to make this decision to move. I definitely intend on getting into that. But the more generic and generalized reason for me leaving New York or leaving the mainland was to recapture the relationship I had with myself. And that is the most important thing. Like, I'm single now, and I had been for quite a long time. And a lot of that was by choice. And I figured, why not move to a place where you barely know anyone? You have nothing to prove to anyone because you don't know anyone. And not that, honestly, not that I have anything to prove to anyone anyway, but I put myself in a place where it was damn near difficult for anyone to know who it is or what I was doing and who I am as a person unless I told them, unless I shared that with them. And that was all for the purposes of me seeking solitude and rekindling that relationship with self, because the relationship with self is so important. It's more important than any relationship that you would ever have with anyone is the relationship you have with yourself. So I'm mostly moved out here to focus on my peace, my well-being, and build a better relationship with myself and get to know myself in more ways than one. And I don't regret it. And I'm unapologetic about it. And I don't feel as though I'm beholden to stay in one place to make someone or somebody else happy. You know what I mean? Like, we all have decisions to make and we all got moves to make and we all have a set of goals and a set of aspirations that we're trying to get to and strive to every day. And your goals and your aspirations are not difficult. It's just the momentum that you put behind it. Me starting this YouTube channel, I overthought and rethought and was beating myself up, like how I'm going to start this YouTube channel. What am I going to talk about? Am I going to build a rapport with the viewers? Is my message going to resonate? But I had to eliminate all those thoughts and actually get started. The same thing. It has to do with your goals and your aspirations. Eliminate all those how am I gonnas and how to and what should I do to go about doing this particular thing and just get started, and that was something that I have been struggling with for the majority of my life. How do I get started? How do I get to the next point? And really, it's all action. It is all action and just doing it and hitting the ground running. And I feel as though if everyone kind of put out of their minds and not beholden to someone else's projections and just persuasions and just downright ridicule, you'd be better off. Like, I had to come to the conclusion that, listen, you could tell somebody your goals and aspirations and they could be so big, they'll either cheer you on or they'll laugh in your face. They'll literally laugh in your face. But at the end of the day, who is going to prove what? Because forget proving anything to anyone else with regards to the plans you want to do or what you want to do. And I know this video was about why I moved to Hawaii, but in a general sense and in a complete synopsis, this is my thought process, and this had been my thought process before moving here. Like, who has the authority to tell you what it is that you're supposed to do for your well-being or for the betterment of self? No one. So you might as well take the bull by the horns and freaking lead by faith and go out here and move to wherever you want to move to, travel to wherever you want to travel to, get the job in another state or another country, take those trips, do whatever it is that you feel is necessary for your personal growth and your well-being, because listen, that decision rests with you, and at the end of the day, you are the common denominator, and no one, absolutely no one, should make you feel guilty for the decisions that you wish to make. And that's the conclusion that I came to, and this is why I found myself here, and I'm all the better for it, I have to say. The journey and the process was very lonely. I didn't have any help. I had to sacrifice a lot of pleasures and cut back on my expenditures to save enough money to move here. So the process was not hard. It wasn't like poof and all of a sudden I'm here. No, it took months of work, and it took months of just soul searching and digging deep and realizing that I don't have to, as a grown woman, I don't have to ask anyone's permission. And if someone made me feel bad about moving or doing something that was a little bit out of the ordinary, hey, that's on them, ain't on me, So again, I moved to Hawaii for peace. I moved to Hawaii for solitude. I moved to Hawaii to find myself. I moved to Hawaii to be inspired. And I moved to Hawaii to find the contentment that I've always been looking for. And I believe that I found it. So now that I've found it, I want to make sure that I give a voice to those people or people out there who feel stagnated and feel like they don't have any way of moving. And the only thing that's holding you back is your own mind. The only thing that's holding you back is your own mind. Because I have to say, and I'm a testament to that, it was my mind that held me back from doing a lot of things. And when you make the conscious effort to do you and do the things that you need to do for you, you would be better off. Do what makes you feel good. Do what makes you feel happy. Moving to Hawaii was one of those things. So I intend on elaborating more. The videos, as I post them each week, that's my commitment. I will be posting videos every Friday, 6 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my people back home on the East Coast in New York. I plan on elaborating and being as transparent as I can be with my journey, the things that I've gone through in the past, both the good and the bad, because it's my goal to share. And if it helps anyone in their journey, that's great. I said in a post on Instagram that this YouTube channel is more so for the audience and the viewers than it is for me. Like, I'm not looking for clout. I'm not looking for, you know what I'm saying, notoriety, or like I say it in all videos, I'm not looking for that. I want to be of service. So if my journey helps someone, that's it. That's super cool for me. So I'm going to end with that. I'm going to do some edits to this video, but please feel free to like, comment. Tell me about some of your journeys and your happenings and what's been going on in your world, whether you're making a big move, thinking about making a big move, or just feel stuck. Please share. This channel, again, is mostly for you, the viewer, the audience. And I would like to actually build off of that and come up with new topics to talk about each week, because I feel like more than anything, we need to be more interactive and more transparent with each other, to sum it up. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'll be back with a new video. Let's see, October 7th. It is now October 5th. So this video is going to be on October 7th, but the live that I'm going to be doing is October 14th. So check that out. Okay, peace.